Have you ever had something really important to do, like studying for a test or working on an assignment, but instead you find yourself doing something else like watching TV or scrolling on your phone? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Most people believe that procrastination is an issue of laziness, but that's not actually true. Today, I'll be covering three main points. First, why procrastination is really about emotions. Second, how your brain plays a role in it. And third, how procrastination turns into a cycle and how you can break it. Now, let's get into my first point. Procrastination isn't about being lazy. It's about how we handle emotions. Think about it. When you avoid a task, it's usually not because you can't do it. It's because of how it makes you feel. Maybe it feels overwhelming, or maybe you're afraid of failing. Maybe you feel pressure to do it perfectly. According to Science News today, fear is the emotional engine driving procrastination. So when we procrastinate, we're not avoiding the task, we're avoiding the feeling that comes with it. For example, imagine you have a big assignment due. Instead of doing it, you suddenly feel the urge to clean your room or check your phone. It's not random, you're choosing the easier option, what feels less stressful. So this means procrastination isn't a time management problem, it's an emotional management problem. Emotions aren't the only reason. We also procrastinate because of how our brain is wired. There's actually a battle happening inside your brain. According to Insight Psychology, procrastination is a conflict between two parts of the brain. The limbic system is the part which wants instant rewards. It's what tells you to check your phone or do something fun right now. On the other hand, the prefrontal cortex is responsible for planning, decision making, and thinking about long-term goals. So when you procrastinate, it's the limbic system winning. Your brain is choosing the short-term comfort over long-term success. When this keeps happening, it leads directly into my third point, the cycle of procrastination. If you could, direct your attention to the visual aid. This is the procrastination cycle. Here's how it works. First, you face a task that feels difficult or unpleasant. Then you experience a negative emotion like stress or anxiety. Next, you avoid the task by doing something easier. This gives you temporary relief. You feel better for a moment. Then guilt and stress start to build up as the deadline gets closer. Eventually, panic sets in, and you rush to finish at the last minute. Then, the cycle repeats. According to Dayviewer, this cycle continues because avoidance gives short-term relief, which reinforces the behavior. So, the problem is procrastination actually rewards itself in the moment. So, let's quickly go back over the three main points. Today, I covered first that procrastination is driven by emotions, not laziness. Second, that it's a battle in your brain between instant gratification and long-term thinking. And third, that it becomes a repeating cycle that is hard to break. Here's the most important takeaway. The next time you catch yourself procrastinating, ask yourself this one question. Am I avoiding the task, or am I avoiding the feeling? Once you realize you're avoiding the work, you're not avoiding work, you're avoiding discomfort, you can finally face it. And when you face it, even just for a few minutes, you break the cycle. So the next time you reach for your phone instead of your work, remember, it's not laziness, it's your brain.